Hey guys, I'm back with another pitch. Yesterday we did our first of the pitches for Friday the 13th, so that was for a follow-up to the original, which I know a lot of people are like, well, it's just, there was a follow-up, it was called Friday the 13th Part 2. Like, yes, that's the point of this. For those of you who haven't been here before, basically what we do is we kind of just take a pitch of like, hey, we're following this movie, and then we follow. I just go through all the sequels for the series. Now, I think Halloween probably had the most sequels overall, but Friday the 13th is pretty close. So, but yeah, basically, I just basically do a pitch of like, oh, here's what we could do, or bringing back characters or whatever the case, connective tissue that we have. Now, the way 3D worked out, Friday the 13th 3 was in 3D, which was a big hit back in the 80s too. Then it brought back from 2000s, had a session with it too. Yeah, so you get the little 3D glasses and you look silly. But yeah, and they had a lot of like goofy little things. Now 3D is pretty good. You have the character of Shelly, who's a prankster and all that. And I want to say, I can't be for sure, but I want to say he's the one that had the hockey mask that Jason steals for his new look. So yeah, which is cool. But yeah, I would say that, yeah. But that was in 3D, so it's pretty fun. It's a decent movie. I'm umming again. Adam is umming again. It's like those, I remember Pringles used to have their cheese flavor used to be called Cheese-Ums, which is, I don't think they call it that anymore, but it would have fit me perfectly because I'm just umming all over the place. Oh, that sounds kind of gross. Anyway, back to me. I haven't even been drinking, and I had some sleep today. So, anyway, with the whole thing here is to pitch Friday the 13th Part 3. Now, at the end of our last pitch, basically Jason was left for dead with his sack completely ruined. No longer getting to be the killer from Texas, from the town that's, dreaded sundown. Yeah. They're like, yeah, man, that was my look, man. Get a new look. So anyway, this is where we get his mask, the iconic mask, and we're in 3D. Look, 3D vision right at you. It's right in your face. It's a great effect, Adam. Great job. Anyway, back to me. So like I said, at the end of the movie, we had Ginny and Paul were survivors, and Ted, who was at the bar, did not get slaughtered. And we also have to introduce all the characters that were in 3 here. So Shelly, and our survivor of this one was originally Chris, who had been in the storyline, had been like grabbed by Jason, not like molested or anything like that, but like I think he was trying to cuddle her or something. It's a weird flashback. Anyway, we're gonna try to change that up a little bit just because it was very odd. It just felt like they were just trying to throw something. Let's just say that she ran into Jason when he was a kid. It doesn't matter. No one cares. Well, we care. I want a connective stingery, buddy. So that's what we're going to try to do. So, obviously, Ginny being a survivor. I decided Paul would survive, too. Because, I mean, you don't really, Jason just jumps through the window in his weird hair. And that's the end of the movie. You don't actually get, like, it was a dream sequence as much that I don't think there was. I don't believe it. It's been a little while since I was going to try to watch some Friday the 13th last night, but the only streaming service I had that had them was Hulu, and you had to get a Stars edition, and I'm like, I'm not paying money just to watch it. It's like, I have them on DVD. We were in the midst of replacing our DVD player. The DVD player we have still works, and I bought a Blu-ray DVD player, but then we needed HDMI cable hookup, and we have an old TV, so we definitely got the new TV. So, long story short, too late. I haven't been able to watch them. So, but I'm pretty sure that's how it ends, is that jump scare thing. Because we gotta have a jump scare, because it's a Friday the 13th movie, baby. So, I don't know what that accent was. That was odd in choice, and I'm not going to make that choice again. Yes. So yes, Anna's actually laying down. She's not feeling great today. So she didn't appear in our Adam and Anna videos either. But we had auditions today for Turbo Turkey for our group. And we had about 4 people that came out, which, was small, but they were all great. So the future looks bright for Turbo Turkey Productions. So that's the other thing I do in my life. I don't just sit here and pitch sequels to that will never actually exist. So anyway, warming up the hands. What we're gonna do here. All right. So we're gonna open up. We're gonna open up with Jason stalking. And what's going to happen is, remember Ted, our survivor from the bar that didn't get killed? We're going to kill him as the opening kill here. Jason still doesn't have his mask yet, but he's going to kill Ted in the opening thing. Ted's trying to start his car, come back to the thing, and he ends up just like dropping his keys, and then Jason kills him. Now Jason doesn't drive. Interesting enough. He's not like Michael Myers, who, someone must have taught him. But maybe somebody around here gave him lessons. But anyway, that was a shitty impersonation of Donald Pleasance. But anyway, yeah. So Jason doesn't drive, so he wasn't looking for the car. But he kills Ted in some brutal way. Who knows? Probably with a machete. So yeah, then he's gonna try to track him away. So he left Camp Crystal Lake. Now, how's he leaving that? You think, why is he leaving? I think he's kind of like looking to patch up some of his wounds and stuff. Maybe he's trying to look for another mask or find another sack that he can use. So maybe he wears a temporary thing. Maybe he takes something. Maybe Ted's got something in his car that he just takes and puts on his face for now. Just a sack or something. I know he needs a new sack for a little bit before he gets his epic mask. So anyway, Jenny and Paul are both at the hospital. So we're going to have a little bit of a hospital scene there. And they're kind of recovering. And so it's just kind of like, we have an opening kill. Jason is killed again. Ted is dead. Thanks, Ted, for coming in for that one shot. And so they're at the hospital, and they're talking about what happened. And a lot of people are just like, Jason Voorhees is dead. He drowned years ago. There's no way there's a Jason Voorhees. They knew about, old Pamela's crazy ass, but they don't know. Jason drowned. There's no way that Jason could have done these killings. So, they're a lot of the town's in denial. They're like, nah, that didn't happen. I think you might be, maybe you could. And then, the cops are kind of looking at Paul. They're kind of looking at Jenny. I'm like, what are you doing wearing that weird sweater, This is a new sweater that I got for Christmas. What are you doing in that weird sweater, Adam? I just got it for Christmas. But anyway, minions. So, as I was saying, they're in the hospital. So then we're going to go ahead and kind of flash forward to, obviously, Jason drowned when he was a kid in the 60s, which doesn't make sense for him to have been alive and dealt with Chris. Anyway, I'm still trying to wrap my head around that weird flashback scene. Anyway, we're going to jump forward a year, which is kind of what they did, I believe, in the movie. But unlike what they did, where they just left off in the previous movie and then jumped ahead, we're going to at least tie up, Jenny and Paul are kind of, under investigation kind of for the town. They were like, oh, I don't know, maybe these two crazy kids wanted to, they just lost it. Where are your friends? And then you get a report that their friend Ted has been killed, and they're like, well, he wasn't even at the camp. He was staying out drinking. So they're like, how could we? Now we're like, how did he die then? How could we have killed him? So yeah. So basically, yeah, Ginny and was it not Ted? Ted just died. We killed Ted. Ginny and Paul. That's their names. They're trying to warn people in town, like, we got, he's back, he's grown, it's actually him, he managed to survive somehow. We don't know how. We thought he drowned as a kid. How's he been living all this time? So anyway, Jason's stalking back towards Camp Crystal Lake. He's hiding out there right now. There's nobody at Camp Crystal Lake right now, but of course, because people just don't learn, they decide to open this damn camp again, because damn it all, Camp Blood is just going to keep on living. So the cops, it's been a year. They haven't been able to find Jason or find any proof that he killed these people. They still are denying Ginny and Paul. They're not under arrest. They don't have any proof that they killed them. Obviously, they didn't kill their friend. So they're let go, but they're constantly trying to stop. They're almost kind of being soothsayers themselves. Though less creepy about it. They're not going doomed, But they're trying to warn everybody that you do not want to open this camp again. Jason is still out there. As far as we know, he was dead, but he killed our friend, and we need to warn everybody right now that this he is still out there, and he could hurt you, and you should not be here. He does not want you here. This is his camp. Go the fuck away. So anyway, but you know, of course, people just don't listen. So then we get introduced to Chris. Now I want to connect something. I want to try to make some kind of connection with her and Jason. But I'm trying to think of how, because Jason drowned in '63, and you know the first movie's what, '81, roughly, so that's 20 years later. So if Chris was supposed to be young when he attacked her, I'm just trying to think of how we can make that connect and sort of make sense where it makes sense in a timeline thing. Because the main thing is the timeline gets so weird and jumped around in these movies that it'd be nice to kind of have it be cohesive. We're still in the 80s here. We're still in the 80s, guys. We're still there. So anyway, we have to establish how Chris connects to the story, how Chris connects to Jason, maybe. Maybe there's some kind of... Maybe she's a cousin or something like that of the Voorhees family. But why not? Let's mix it up. I know it wasn't her last name or anything like that, but why not? Let's mix it up. She's a cousin. We're not going Jason Goes to Hell necessarily, like a Voorhees can only kill him type of thing, but like nothing like that. But like maybe that's a connection that way. That so you know you can maybe play into that flashback scene, being like, well, who the heck was that weird guy? You know, he tried to grab me, and you know, but like play into that a little more so you have some sensical thing of like you just know like yeah my crazy aunt, you know, just killed all those campers and stuff, and she's trying to talk the other guy out of, you know, opening this camp, and he's like, oh come on, it'll be fine. She got her head chopped off. It's no big deal. It's just ghost stories. No, we don't need to believe it, even though it was only a damn year ago. But we're gonna go ahead and pretend like that didn't happen. Because we don't care, and damn it, we have to camp and get high and have sex. Damn it, this is what people. Excuse me. It's what people do in the 80s. It's what we did all the time. We went to camp, smoked weed, and just had sex everywhere in the woods and on boats and shit. That was the 80s, my friends. That's what we did. Every single one of us. Until we were all butchered mercilessly by a crazy guy in a hockey mask. So anyway, Jason, of course, seeing that people are popping up on his place again, he's like, nope. My mom said that I need to take care of these people. My mom in my head, of course, very much Norman Bates like, says I got to take care of these people. They don't belong here. They're not good counselors. They're doing bad things. So of course Jason starts killing people, of course, and I would say that he also steals his mask, kind of how he does it in the thing. But yeah, so then he gets his mask finally, much like he did in 3 as well. But then of course, you know, I would say that, like, because Chris is obviously, this is the first time he's wearing this thing. So Chris has seen him without the mask. So she's seeing how kind of gangly looking he is. And she runs into Ginny and Paul, who are saying, look, Jason is out there. And they talk about the sackhead thing and all that stuff. And she's like, well, I've seen him without that mask. I didn't think he was alive. And she said, I ran into him right after the killings of his mom had happened, you know, and how she had died and killed these people. And I ran into him, like, and he tried to, like, hug me or something like that. It was just, but he looked so deformed and like, I just ran away from him. But she was really traumatized by it, obviously, much like she kind of was in the movie. And so anyway, campers start getting killed as expected. Poor Shelley doesn't make it. Justice for Shelley. Shelley was a weird prankster guy. But darn it. And that weird biker thing was just such an odd and kind of funny, weird thing that kind of got tied into the story. It was just such a weird thing. But, yeah, they can die too. It's fine. So, yeah, anyway. So it comes down to the 3 of them. And they're, you know, they want justice for their friend. You know, Paul ends up biting it. You know, he made it to a second movie. That's cool. He ends up biting it, trying to help out. You know, he gets taken out, gets his neck broken or something like that. Some kind of vicious death for Paul. So Ginny's very upset, and she tries to do the thing again, like, oh, Jason, I'm your mom, but Jason's not falling for that shit this time. He's got his hockey mask, and so we do actually kill Ginny in this one, just so she gets, you know, her storyline tied up, you know. But she did try to save the day, and luckily, now it's interesting though, because I don't believe that Jason technically dies in the third one that I recall. I mean, she has that scene where she's in the boat and then she dreams that he's you know, running towards her and stuff, and takes his mask off and has this creepy face, and then she kind of just goes batshit insane. But maybe she does. No, I think he does. Maybe he does, and yeah, because does he get the axe or the machete to the head? He's, you know, the reach out thing. I think that might be it. Like I said, I haven't watched these in a while, so I need to, you know, maybe I should watch some of these, Adam, and then maybe I should remember what the hell happened. But anyway, yeah, I would still have a showdown. You know, we still have our new main character. I've already forgotten her damn name. What the hell is her name? Phone. Chris. Her name is Chris. That's an easy name to remember, Adam. What the hell? So yeah, Chris is, you know, she's able to kill him. He's dead, at least there. He's got the axe through the mask and all that, and of course she's in the boat, and you know, but she's still like, keeps seeing the image of him without that mask, because he did lift it up at one point just to show his mangly face, and it was still traumatizing when she saw him as a kid, and so she does have some issues, and she does get kind of locked up, and I do kind of like the idea of this will tie into the next movie and all that. I do think she should be a part of the next movie, at least, even if it's a small part. And yeah, I agree that, yeah, we could have kept Ginny alive, because, hey, we're not exactly establishing final girls yet, have we? You know, like, you get a final girl per movie, and then you just kind of, we're done. So I think that, yeah, I believe that we can, it's okay to kill Ginny, because she gets another movie, because, hey, the other girl got another movie, so we're going to stick with that plan for now. But yeah, we haven't gotten quite to who our main character or final girl or final guy or whatever is going to be. Obviously, in the series, we'll get to as the pitch goes on. But yeah, that was how I would do. I kind of keep some similar aspects to 3. You know, we can keep the 3D effect. Why not? It was big then. But yeah, I would use Ginny and Paul in this movie, and Ted for an opening kill. And then you can just keep the other characters in there, because there's a lot of these characters are just kind of meaningless characters there to get killed. Let's just say it. Shelley's the only character that has some fun to him. So it's, you know, there's a lot of parts like, oh, why kill Shelley? It was just kind of how it was. I would love to have had Shelley be like a Randy from Scream, you know, but that's what happened, guys. He pranked too many times, and you prank too many times, and it's what happens. You get your head bleeding. It's just how it goes. But still, justice for Shelley. Justice for Shelley. Because dang it, being a prankster can be fun sometimes. So anyway, yeah. So that's how Jason gets his mask. Similar. He steals it. I think Shelley was the one who had it. So he steals it the same way. Yeah, there's not too many other changes unless he kills a hockey player and takes it from him. Like, a hockey goalie. He just happens to see one down the road. Oh, I'll take that thing here. So yeah, I just think it would be interesting to kind of connect the characters from the last one, because that's the thing with Alice. It was just kind of, she was just there to get killed in the opening. That's what we're using Ted for in this, since he was just at the bar, and he's a meaningless character. So Ted, you're dead. You didn't get to survive, Ted. How dare you? You didn't even go back to the camp. The guy in the wheelchair got to die, but you didn't die. Well, not this time, mister. So yeah, that way we'd have Ginny and Paul be kind of trying to warn everybody, no, you guys need to stay away from that camp. And, you know, the town's not believing him enough. Oh, Jason, what? He's dead. Come on. Voorhees is dead. The whole Voorhees clan is dead. They're dead. So yeah, it'll end up with Chris being taken away, laughing maniacally, like she's Harley Quinn or the Joker, which will tie into our next movie, which will be the Part 4 pitch. So I will think on that one. Maybe I'll even go and watch a couple of these movies so I can remember more things. It's weird. I can remember Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street like nothing. Halloween pretty conclusive, but for some reason Friday the 13th it's just like I remember some of the kills and some of the characters, and then it just goes out of my head. It's been a while since I seen that one. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this pitch, guys, for Friday the 13th Part 3 3D. Get that mask, Jason. So yeah, like and subscribe. We're at 24 subscribers right now. We're still building and keep on going. And I'm enjoying doing these pitches, guys. It's a lot of fun. Also, there's a Black Panther Wakanda Forever for you that I posted yesterday. Feel free to give that a watch and my thoughts on that. And I am thinking about ranking the phases. I'm going to try to watch the Eternals just so I can get phase 4 officially completed. And then I can rank those movies as well as the shows in phase 4 in order of likability for me. All my personal opinions, so if you might disagree, that's totally fine. And eventually I want to do a whole ranking of the whole MCU. And I would probably keep the series separate because the series are important, but they're not really they're not the movies so much. They're connected, but they're not. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they're series, so I'm going to treat them like TV series. Or streaming series, whatever you want to call them. Because they're not really on TV, are they, Adam? Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. And I'll be back. Probably not tonight. It's already 6 o'clock. I got to eat dinner. So, I'll be back soon again with another pitch where we get to introduce Tommy Jarvis. Woo! Tommy Jarvis, yes, will be introduced in the next movie, which is cool. And I'm going to definitely do more of Trish as well, because I feel like Trish as a character just kind of got written out. And I think there could have, her connection with Tommy was a very loving sister-brother relationship. I feel like there should be more explored there. So we will get into that a little bit. And I'm thinking some more ideas, outside the box ideas, not completely outside the box, but like just to mix it up and, the follow-up to how they ended and stuff like that. So we're definitely going to tie in with Chris's psyche in the next one. And she'll be tied into the story somewhat. So I'm going to work on that a little bit. And cool, guys. Like and subscribe and have a good evening.